Today's inquiry is, how can we add polynomials? First, let's discuss what are like terms. Like terms are monomials with common bases and common powers. For example, 5x squared and negative 15x squared are monomials and they're like terms. Why? Because the bases are the same, x and x, and the powers are the same, 2 and 2. Let's give one more example. Negative 15x y squared and 20x y squared. Notice again, the bases are the same and the powers are the same. Let's give a non-example. For example, if I told you a cubed b to the fourth and a to the fourth b to the third. Notice they have similar bases, a and b, but the powers for a are not the same and the powers for b are not the same. So this is a non-example of like terms. Alrighty, now that we know what like terms are, let's move on to polynomials. Now, polynomials are monomials combined by addition or subtraction. So an example of a polynomial will be simply 5x squared plus 2x plus 10. Here are 3 monomials and they're all connected by addition. Alrighty, so now that we know what are polynomials, let's start adding polynomials. In order to add polynomials, there are a series of steps. The first step is to add a divisible 1 here, distribute the positive 1, and remove the parentheses. So let's do that. We're going to keep the first polynomial the way it is. Distribute the positive 1. And notice when you multiply any term by positive 1, you're not changing the value of the monomial. So you're just simply rewriting. So now that you've distributed your positive 1, the next step is to regroup your like terms. And what this means is to make sure your like terms are next to each other. So, for example, 5x squared and negative 6x squared y are like terms, so I'm placing them next to each other, plus 10xy minus 12xy are like terms, so I'm placing them next to each other, and the last two are negative 11y plus 20y. So now that we have the like terms next to each other, all we have to do is combine the coefficients. So combine like terms. We're going to keep the powers the same and we're simply combining the coefficients. So 5 minus 6x squared y will be negative 1x squared y. Similarly, the coefficients here are 10 and negative 12, so we're just going to combine those. And the last one is negative 11 plus 9.
That's clear. I have a question. Does the order in which we write the terms matter?
It doesn't matter as far as it being correct or incorrect, but standard form is to have your exponents from highest to lowest. Now stop the video and try to do the next problem on your own. All right. So now that you've completed this example number 2, let's do this one together to make sure you did it correctly. The first step is to distribute a positive 1. So we're going to distribute a positive 1. We're going to rewrite our first polynomial, 3x plus x squared minus x to the third. Notice that distributing the positive 1 doesn't affect the polynomial, so it's positive 4x to the third plus 2x squared plus 5x. Next step, regrouping like terms. So, let's see, we have a 3x and a 5x, so we got 3x plus 5x, x squared with 2x squared, and finally, negative x to the third and positive 4x to the third. Alright, so now let's combine our like terms. We get 8x plus, remember there's an invisible 1 here. 1 plus 2 is 3x squared. And negative 1 plus 4 is positive 3x to the third. So notice, we've combined our like terms, but our exponents aren't arranged from highest to lowest. So let's just put this in standard form. So you'll get 3x to the third, that's the highest power, plus 3x squared plus 8x. And this is how you add polynomials.